Hi, this is Sharon from Designed by Sharon Lee, and I'm here to show you my completed book called Simple Gifts. This book I purchased from Dollar Tree. I showed some folks on Journal Junkies the, the book cover before I um, did anything with it, and so this is a picture of a Shaker woman. I don't know who she is. This is a fictional book. The person that was featured in this book, her name was Polly. So I'm going to call this is not Polly's book. This is called Simple Gifts. This is the song the tune that they used and the song that they used when they would dance at their worship service. I've put a few charms on the side of the book. This one says love. Um, there is a spoon. They ate um, in a communal dining room, for the men and the women were always separated from each other. Um, they apparently were not uh, married. I put a cross in here. They did not have children, but they would adopt. This is a sewing machine, but they would adopt children in need. So this book is about the Shakers, but it's also a journal for writing in. Um, I think it turned out great. The first page you're going to see is the words to Simple Gifts. It's been added on through the years, so it's not just the first two verses that they would dance to, but they added on words. This is probably an embroidery or a painted picture of a family tree. And I've sewn around each um, of the designer paper. And this is part of the book. And of course, what's familiar to most of us is the Shaker chair, and they used to hang those chairs up out of the way so it would make it easier for cleaning and sweeping and organizing their room. And here's the title page, Simple Gifts. And as we turn the page, you're going to see that I use fabric and blocks from quilt making. I do that as another type of a hobby, but I don't do it very often. But this has a one of those. I think they call. I don't remember what they call them. I'm not going to even try. But you would look through a viewer and you would see pictures. And this is one that I've made into a book with tea-dyed paper for journaling. I think I'm going to try to put them back in, doing it the way I'm doing it. I'm filming this on my computer so you can see the fullness of this book. Here are some pictures of some Shakers from the 18 something, but there were no names or anything or places for these. I found these pictures on the internet, and this is a little poster child for some goods they were selling. And here are some pictures of some Quaker women in this pocket. And one seems to have just disappeared. Let's see, there she is. See if I can get her out. Oh, I'm working on the wrong thing, working on the pocket. The pockets were made from pages from the book that I took out. And here's the other lady. And I put some black lace and some white lace throughout the book. And this is how I've attached the charms. This picture is very interesting. I believe she's probably bowing for her dance. I found this on a PBS video of the Shakers when I was researching. Here's another one of those viewer pictures. I'm going to say it's a dining room, and I've also included tea-dyed papers in this one. page. I put this is making this journal a little chunky, but I wanted to put in a crocheted doily. I believe they did a lot of needlework. You'll see later they were great weavers. And here's just some cutouts from ephemera from Tsunami Rose, I believe. And then also here's a can of shaker beans. So, that's all. Come back later. And this is a flip out page. A lot of this tea-dyed paper, I noticed when I put it in on these pages, I just glued them in. There's some texture to it. I did iron it, but it just seemed like it came back, some of the texture. I like it. This pocket has the history of, just the beginning, the history of the Shakers. It's another page for journaling. This is a journaling page, but I've also put a cloth pocket at the bottom with some buttons. And here is some more pictures of some Shakers and some more of the online ephemera that I found. This one, particular one, it says what the Shakers invented. A flat broom, a circular saw, a metal pen nib, apple peeler, self-acting cheese press, wash mill, chimney cap, revolving oven, chair tilter, window sash balances and back, and method for waterproofing cloth. Now, I read that without my glasses, so that's why it's a little bit slow getting the words out, but I should know better than to try to read when I'm doing this. Here's another journaling page. Here's a page that came out of some of my stash, and here's a couple of women beginning to dance. And I just love that picture, those pictures. And the pocket has some flowers on it, as you can see. And then I fussy cut out this basket and put some ephemera from the internet too. It all has to do with seeds and food, and thought it was appropriate. This is an embroidered piece, and this person is Sister Anna Smith. That I did find out on the internet. And here are some pictures of her with her friends. She's spinning, and I'm going to assume that it's either she or her friends are weaving or hand weaving. And this picture is the Shaker Quartet. And this one is just a building. And there's a lot of pictures of buildings and farms and communities on the internet, and some information. This pocket is done with like a double quilt square, and I put some more ephemera in that. And on each of the ephemera, they're plain in the back, so you can write notes on the back of each of the cards. Here's another pocket from the page in the book. I've stitched around each page, as you can see. And this I cut out, I made it large enough to cut out so I could have it on the page. And this is another hymn that the Quakers sang. This shows the dancing. It's not an actual. That's an actual photograph, but this is just a drawing of the Quakers dancing. And here's another page pocket with some more memorabilia from the internet. And that's what I'm going to call it, memorabilia. And here you're going to see the dancing. And this is another copy of Simple Gifts, but it's just got the 2 verses on it that were original to this movement. A journaling page, a little texture on it. I don't know if you can see it. I think it's quite interesting how that turned out. Another pocket page with some advertisements from the Shakers. And there's a sewing machine dangling there. Here's an interesting coffee dyed paper. This is a news article about the Shakers. There was a village in Lebanon, New York, and there's one in Kentucky that's open to the public, I believe. And here is some more Shakers. And the Shaker religion the person, Anna Lee, was a Quaker, and that was a break off from the Quaker religion. I just learned a lot when I did this. This has just got some, this envelope has just some tea-dyed paper in it, and this is a garden seed, like a little menu or something, but it's the garden seeds that were available for sale from the Quakers. And this is a birth announcement for one of the persons. I don't know how they got into the Shaker religion, but just an interesting tidbit I found. Here is another journaling page with double pockets with more pictures of a woman, and there's no name for her. Her name was Sister something. She was a sister. And then the men were brothers. And journaling pages. And paper from my collection. These are spirit drawings. I thought they were quite interesting, so I included them in the book. This one especially is quite interesting. And here's another tree, probably a drawing or a tapestry of some kind, of needlework of some kind. And here is the last page. And in this last page, I've included the cover of the book was very translucent. It had some gold in it, and it was called The Visionist. So I just put a little, I cut the little blurb out from the back cover about who Polly was and what happened to her. I thought you might have some interest in that, because that is just a neat book find for me, and a great book to alter and to work with, and I hope you will enjoy this book as much as I enjoyed putting it together and researching the Shakers. They're very devout, and they're still in existence today under the name of, let's see, I had it here, the Millennial Bliss, and the Millennial Church, or United Society of Believers, commonly called Shakers, comprising the rise, progress, and practical order of the society, together with the general principles of their faith and testimony. So this will be included in the book. This is the book I made from this wonderful cover. She's a sweet-looking woman, and I hope you enjoy her. And you'll find this for sale on my Etsy shop, and I'll list it below. Take care, everybody, and God bless your day.